that I want to put on. I want the aroma to be sweet and satisfying. You know, years ago, I don't remember, it must have been my second or third trip to India. We haven't even landed, and those of you who have been to India or had been to India, before you land, right, you can smell India. It is not a terrible misery. It's the sweetness of flowers. It's the sweetness of spices. It's a unique scent. And I was blown away because we hadn't even landed. We were coming into our final approach, and the landing gear was down. We were about to touch down, and then through the air conditioning system of the airplane comes India. And it was like, man, I don't even have to open my eyes. I know where I am. I can smell it. When people get in the car with you, do they smell Jesus? When people stop by your desk or your workstation, do they smell Jesus? When you're at a party and you're talking, is the aroma of Christ enveloping and overwhelming? That's your privilege. That's your challenge. That's your joy. What did Jesus do? He came to make disciples, to pay for their sin, and to equip them, transform them to be ambassadors for the kingdom of heaven. Our great privilege is to be an ambassador for the kingdom of heaven, to make disciples. You've got to be present. You have to live in the moment. You know, so many of us are living next week. Poor Susan and I are struggling because the next 3 weeks have 2 major trips involved. And the tendency is for us to get tied up in, well, what do I have to pack? And what do I have to take? And how am I going to do this? And what's going to happen? And of course, the air traffic controllers are struggling with the shutdown. And so what am I going to do? But the whole problem is, that's next Thursday. Today is God's gift. Today is where God asks me to live and to enjoy and to be present in this moment. But we do it all the time. We do it all the time, and we miss today as to what God has for you in this moment. Second thing is that you have to know where you're going. You have to know the goal. What is your ultimate objective? Well, I'm an ambassador of the kingdom of heaven. And my objective is the kingdom of heaven's objective. And the kingdom of heaven's objective is what? Make disciples. To make disciples, I just see, I stop, I investigate, I invite, I follow, I lead, I encourage. I know the goal. I know what I'm called to do. Holy Spirit, give me the grace to accomplish it. And then I share life. You know, I think one of the great tragedies of the modern world, and particularly of America, is the challenge of urbanization. Because urbanization tends to destroy indigenous community. And that's why there is such a powerful talk about small towns. But urbanization takes that out, and so we become, because of the compactness of life situation, we go by people and events, and we ignore it because it isn't on my plate at the moment. And so we can zip right by and pay no attention. But the reality is that the greatest life is one that's shared. The greatest life is one that is joined with others in marriage, in families, in communities, in the church. And so I'm not alone. I'm not isolated. I'm not doing it on my own. I have others who care and who are walking with me. And that's why the need for making disciples has never been greater. Because so many people in the United States, in Michigan, in southeast Michigan today are lonely. They're isolated. And you look at them and you say, whoa, 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 whoa. They're fat and happy. They drive nice cars. They live in big houses. They're up to their eyeballs in scheduling. Yeah, all of it's true. But at the core, at the center, they're lonely. They're looking ultimately for a relationship with God, but the step to that is frequently a relationship with God's people, with somebody who will be present and care and share. Not a big deal. I'm just going to walk with you. I'm going to talk with you. I'm going to weep with you. I'm going to rejoice with you. I'm going to help. I'm going to let you help. And we're going to be together. Disciples of Jesus Christ. That's the marching order. That's the challenge. That's the joy of the body of Christ.